So, what are we going to talk about today?
Today on Keepin the GEEK BROS, episode 99.3, we've got GameStop will reopen some stores. Nvidia's streaming service keeps losing more and more games. Similar to Maker now aims to create retro world. Crunchyroll's putting Sailor Moon's first 3 seasons on YouTube for free. The Mandalorian season 3 is already on the way at Disney+. The writers of Venom will make a one-punch movie for Sony. HBO Max is officially launching next month. Star Wars, The Clone Wars Season 7 review, Episode 9, Old Friends Not Forgotten Part 1. SqueezyBits Picks, your favorite 90s camp movie. All this and more on this week's episode of Keepin' Up the GEEK Bros, a family podcast, allegedly. Stay tuned.
In a world where geeking out never looked so good, two incredibly sexy men will rise for your auditory pleasure. Here's your hosts, Keeping Up with the GEEK Bros.
Yes, Keep Up the GEEK Bros podcast. I'm your host, Vibe, with me, my fellow co-hosts. Anytime, gentlemen.
Roz.
Garbanzo.
I gotta
and
unmute.
Darth Flex is there, but apparently we can't hear him.
What happened?
Oh shit! My fucking microphone was unplugged. Darth Flex.
Before we get into today's topics, Flex, with your microphone plugged in, can you please tell these 5 people where to find us on social media?
Absolutely, you guys can find us on Instagram and Twitter at Geek Bros with a 0. That's GEEKBR0S. And if you want to send us cool emails, puppy pictures, questions, nudes, cool stuff you want us to cover, you can check us out on Geek Bros with a 0 at yahoo.com. And if you want to check out cool articles, fake news, real news, what is it? I don't know. The marvelous vibe as a father. You can check us out on facebook.com/geekbros with a 0.
Do I have father stuff on Facebook? Because you always say this, and I don't think I ever do.
You don't post it. I post
it. What you saying? I post it, so you don't have to.
I go through your page and I'll post shit, or I'll post funny memes in relation to you being a father. Like that one about your son killing you.
I don't remember seeing any of those, but you see, that's how much time I spend on my own Geek Bros Facebook page. I'm so ashamed. I just post our stuff and I move on with my life. Carry on, sir.
It's the first place to find the Geek Bros.
The first place.
GeeksPC.com.
I'm digging those cornrows there, sir, or whatever.
Box braids, Dad.
Box braids. Your box braids. Fantastic. All right. Yeah. No, not you.
Last but not least, if you want to check out this beautiful concoction of just some cinnamon, milk chocolate, café con leche, and cafecito, you can check us out at youtube.com/Virev Studios. That's VIBEREVSTUDIOS.
And if you want to head over to us, it's still unlocked. There's still nothing there because it's all private right now. But if you want to head over there and be the first to subscribe to youtube.com/geekbros, that's youtube.com/GEKBR0S, as we are officially launching that next month with some content there. Some content you're gonna like, besides what we already have. So
I'm gonna miss the Virev Studios.
Well, I mean, it's still gonna be a playlist of Virev Studios. It's just that's not gonna be the main channel anymore. So you can still go to Virev Studios to watch it all the time, but
and another thing to remember is that you cannot spell Virev Studios without STD. Sorry, I don't know. I'm sorry. It's been a long day.
Yeah, I see that. I had to stare at my friggin' thing. I was like, what's he talking about? Oh, yeah, there it is, studios. All right.
Wait, really?
We're gonna yes, it's STUD. So actually, you can spell stud before you can spell STD, but that's right, stud. So all right, we're gonna move on.
One gets you to the other, but it's okay.
Exactly. That's really okay. It's throwing me off. I love this. We're gonna get to comments and questions from you, the audience. Now, I actually didn't have anything there at first, but I was kind of like told to put stuff in there. That's what she said. And we have a comment from, and I know we brought this up before. I'm gonna ask Flex again. We posted essential workers, the government, and people sitting at home making $1,200 a week on unemployment. And Data Augustine says, "You win. Check my profile." And Flex says, "You win. Visit Sunshine Realty or whatever." What is? I don't get it. What is this? "You win. Check my profile" crap? Is this spam or you just you messing with
fucking it's guys spamming our profile, so I just fucking fuck with them and just redo the same thing, but I tell them to visit my real estate investment page.
But the
Just
"you
fuck
win"
with them.
thing, what's that? Is that like
So supposedly you win, you go follow some instructions, which is following this, subscribing to that, sending this, and then supposedly you get.
I thought "you win" meaning like you had
gift
the
cards
best.
and herpes.
I thought it was like you had the best meme. Now check my profile for my memes. That's my little. Either I don't want to say innocent,
So
maybe
innocent.
maybe yeah, or maybe what's the word I want to use? Oblivious mind. Thinking that too.
Naive.
Because I was like, what was that about? Like, okay, maybe it's some kind of thing that kids are doing. Like, who posts the best memes and then you win. You know, you get my profile. You know, like
abuelo.
Pesky
no,
kids.
hold on now, because it's like
Tell me more about what the kids are doing these days,
that's
Grandpa.
what I'm talking about, you whippersnappers. But what I'm trying to say though is that it's like it's just like the Facebook messages. Somebody will send you some long-winded bull crap after you've done reading it. Aha, you gotta forward it to other people. That's what I thought it was. One of those. Yeah, exactly.
No, but this guy's done it before. I kind of want to
That's
find
what
it
I'm saying.
and then be like, surprise, you win, and then I butt fuck him.
What? Oh, okay.
What?
I know. Right?
I'm not gay.
Of course, allegedly.
It's a dominance thing, I guess, right?
So that was, of course, from our Facebook.com, says Geek Bros with a 0, GEKBRO0S. Another comment from Facebook was actually a Facebook message from Man, right? I think that's right.
Manny.
I completely cut out his name. Man. And it's a screenshot of Rocky. Now, what did he run up? What did he run up in that movie, the first one?
I think he's referring to like iconic music.
Right. But I want, huh?
It was in Philadelphia.
Right, but what is he running up? Is it a monument or the steps? All the steps.
The steps, which is now a monument of himself.
Okay. Well, he sent a gif, however you kids are saying it, whippersnappers, of him running up the steps and doing this, and it was to the that inspirational song. It was "Eye of the Tiger," I believe. Yep. So he's like, you guys forgot about this inspirational song. So basically, that Rocky, the original Rockies, that was referring to our previous question from SqueezyBits, best movie soundtrack. So he said you forgot Rocky. So I agree. I don't have any fond memories of the Rocky soundtrack or Rocky in general. So I mean, that's why I didn't think much about it. I only watched Rocky 1. Which one did Apollo Creed die in? Was that 2 or 3?
4.
It was 4?
It was actually 15, the one after the robot does.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm lost. I'm serious. When did Apollo Creed die? I only remember those 2 movies. I know there was
I haven't seen the movie since I was.
It was 4. So
it was 4?
Yeah, Apollo Creed dies in 4. He comes back, trains in Russia, beats his ass, and then he gets Parkinson's. And then in Rocky 5, he trains Tommy Gunn, which was a real boxer and died of AIDS. And then he has to deal with the brain damage. Yep. Trust me, bro. I have the whole collection. Even though these are shitty movies, I base my life on these movies.
Is that legit? None of that sounds real to me.
That is legit. Real to me. The beginning of the 5th movie, he's in the locker room shaking like because he got
brain trauma.
CG, yeah.
Dang. Well, that's a hell of a thing. I mean,
does it have a great soundtrack? I mean, everybody remembers just the one song.
That's what I'm saying. Is I don't
just the posers remember that one song.
I mean, shit, man. Like then 99% of the people in the world are posers because everyone remembers "Eye of the Tiger."
99% of the world.
Well,
I mean, listen.
You guys remember Getting Stronger? Getting Stronger.
Was that in? That was Rocky. That was Apollo. That was when he was the
Russian
guy, right?
Other than all of them.
It was in all of them.
He was almost the same soundtrack for all of them.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, the whole thing is that I think when you talk about an iconic song,
it's
the Russian guy in Rocky. That was the song.
One hit, which is "Eye of the Tiger."
I mean, but the whole thing is that "Eye of the Tiger" though has been used
in everything,
in almost every montage out there since.
Yeah. As a spoof, as a parody, you know.
Correct.
So of the Rocky thing.
No, if I'm not
usage.
mistaken,
I mean, Whenever someone wants to get hyped up in a show or a movie, like someone puts it on. Like it's just like happens to like they even did it on freaking on what's it called a TV show with the brothers that they Supernatural.
Yes, Brothers Grimm.
Yeah. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Sylvester Stallone's brother wrote and sang that song.
I can't confirm or deny that.
Actually, no.
Survivor?
He did not. He wrote Getting Stronger, and he wrote
Getting Stronger keeps your something longer.
But it's probably
now that I'm alone.
No. It's definitely one of the best montage soundtracks in my opinion.
Well, yes, of course. I mean, absolutely.
Most of the movie's a montage.
Yeah, because like the boxing is horrible, but because it's Sylvester Stallone, and I was so young,
the boxing is legit. That is true to life boxing.
I will punch you in your fucking balls.
What's your favorite fight movie? Is it Bloodsport? The most realistic fight movie of all time?
It's actually
Blood and Bones. That is actually an actual event that they actually held. They actually used to hold.
Oh, what do you say? Blood and Bone?
Blood and Bone, because it's
with the greatest closing quote of all time in any movie, which is "Don't you shit on my shank."
Yes, which Kimbo Slice got arrested though. But yeah, Michael Jai White's legit. 7 black belts, bro. Throwing kicks in fucking Timberlands. That's amazing.
Wow. And our final comment comes from our YouTube. That's Geek Bros 0G KBR 0S, and it comes from Tapestry 737. Awesome discussion, guys. That's Mama Bean, right?
Yeah, it is Mama Bean.
That's right.
Mama Bean.
So yeah, thanks for the support, Mama Bean. Glad that you're listening to this. Sometimes trash. I love it.
I cringe during the show.
I cannot imagine what she thinks of us.
Did she ever call you frijolito as a kid?
Sweet what?
Frijolito or frijole? Did your mother ever call you that as a kid?
No, because I didn't get the nickname Garbanzo until college.
That needs to be a thing. My little frijolito.
That's okay.
That's disturbing. Gents, anything to report?
Not helpful.
Yes. Let's see. I got back into Sea of Thieves. That was fun. Last podcast, unfortunately, I had to log off. I broke one of my tempered glass oven plates, and my very intelligent dog started to eat it. So that's never a good thing. But it was pretty sad because I lost a pretty decent piece of picanha that I was grilling. So yeah, I was pretty sad about that.
Was the flavor on the tempered glass?
What?
Was the flavor of it on the tempered glass?
Yes, I was actually going to pick it up and eat it, but then my girlfriend...
I'm just trying to justify why maybe the dog started eating the glass, because maybe it was tasted
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, it's super juicy, bro. Have you...
No, I don't know. I don't even know what
I literally would have hosed it off and just been like, go for it.
So why'd you let her throw it out? Or were you just distracted?
There was both, but I was also very sad, but there was a lot of glass in the actual meat, so I guess cut your losses. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure I could have still.
Yeah, you could have picked it out. I mean, I don't think it would get that deep in the meat, or just like shave off the top or something. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I don't know. I saw Good Omens. That was kind of fun, and then I'm gonna restart. I'm gonna restart watching The Expanse because I clearly forgot what the fuck I was watching. So I'm gonna watch that again. I mean, I love the show. I love the show. I just do not know for the life of me why I cannot remember the plot of the show or what's really going on. But I do really enjoy the show for its visuals, its action, and the way they talk is pretty cool. Gabanzo, to report.
I been playing a little bit of Warframe again. They had a couple new updates on Warframe, and it's pretty intense.
The updates are legit.
It's a big. I now have I'm building my railjack, which basically means I'm gonna have my own spaceship, and I get to upgrade that and take people out and go kill things and invade other ships, and planets and stuff like that. It's kind of fun.
Wait, the Warhammer is a space game?
Warhammer.
Warframe or whatever it is.
Warframe. It has both elements now.
Did I download that? I thought it was a
You did download it. Did download it.
I had. Why did
many games recently downloaded and never.
Yeah, they recently added like space combat. Last year they added like a whole open world area to the game.
Yeah, and actually said some of those open world areas are legit. I'm not gonna lie. It's DP, who's been on the podcast a couple times, and he's hardcore. We have our own clan, and it's growing, and it's most of the guys are actually active in same clan.
It's still
most of our members are actually in London, so it's kind of fun because like I'll jump on around 7-8 o'clock at night and it's like over there.
Wait. The clan is still Milton's Bomb, right?
No, Xanathar's Hive.
Okay, yeah. Because I'm only part of Milton's Mom. The PC one, right?
It was the PC one. Yeah.
Mm.
So, but besides that, I a little update on the mini bean. Everything is growing extremely well. Frijolito himself is or herself, we still don't know yet, which is probably gonna happen in the next few weeks.
Twins.
Be announcing
it's twins. Just letting you know.
Don't
trust me.
Can we consider
lose
contest?
At birth.
Can we consider to hold a contest where we let the audience choose the name of your firstborn?
Oh,
that
man, you really don't want to survive to see your next birthday.
How about this,
dude?
The fans can
and here's the thing: just you don't even listen. If someone's, hold on, you know what? Let me ask this question real quick. Hey, babe. She has her headphones on. She can't even hear me.
Yo,
but
just real quick, man.
To pay for a doctorate degree at the college they're choosing. Most likely, I think we might be okay with that because it's going to legally change the name later on.
You can always legally change it.
True, but if you let the internet pick anybody's name, it's going to probably be Hitler.
Well, I was hoping.
Or Gina Tell.
I was hoping that our audience would be a little bit more refined than that. That's all. Our audience, not the internet. Our audience.
Last time I checked, there were 72 people in the world named Goku. That's surprisingly more than I expected.
That is surprisingly less than I would expect.
Really?
Yeah, and like I mentioned, I went to school with somebody who named his kid Sephiroth. So
yeah, I remember.
That is often. That's that's cool. I think it's cool.
Yeah, it's cool for those who know what the hell's going on.
No, yeah, but he would just say call me Seth. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like please just call me Seth, and the story can be told later. But I would.
I will say that a finalized name for male or female has not been settled on, but I'm not gonna lie and say that Ahsoka hasn't been.
You already told us.
Oh my God, Darflex, a Twitter poll for the name, and then Garbanzo has to commit to it. Twitter poll. There we go.
I just want to say, I want to remind you, you have to remember the rule: never name your kid after somebody in media before their story's over, because you could end up naming your kid something like Khaleesi.
I like it.
I'm just saying. I've been playing. It just came out on Game Pass. It's called The Long Dark. The game is fucking nuts.
Yeah, you do. The Long Dark.
Hey.
What kind of game is it?
It's like post-apocalyptic survival game. Like you are stuck in the Canadian North in the fucking middle of winter, and you have to, hunt and scrounge up, enough wood to survive in the cold, find shelter. It's actually like a really intense game. It's not so much Fallout. It's just you. There's no like RPG elements outside of like you becoming better at those things that I just described. It's a pretty good game.
Sounds good. I mean, once I'm done with Automata thingy, whatever it's called, I can't pronounce it.
Nier Automata.
Nier Automata. Yeah, why not? After I check out Warframe's space battling and stuff. For me personally, nothing really to report. I'm back to work. My 13-day, well, it was really 9 business days, but my 13-day hiatus is over. I was surely missed. I am way behind on work, but I am negotiating another extended time off for May, so I'm excited. I'm excited about that. So other than that, we're gonna move on to Garbanzo.
Oh yes, gentlemen. So what is going on with the Geek Brothers?
Geek Brothers. I want to apologize for why the 2-part Witcher special did not come out last week. I'm very proud of this episode. Because I took a lot of time, because again, you guys know how much I really, 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 really liked The Witcher. So I wanted to put a lot of clips, a lot of music, a lot of of audio. I've gotten hit with several copyright strikes. And I've edited. I got another copyright strike. I've edited down another copyright strike because I can guarantee not since the beginning of this series have I used so much clips and of things that we referred to, and so it's a lot of strikes. I'm not talking about just from Netflix, but from different studios because when we were doing our review, we did compare The Witcher to certain things, and I would of course cut to those. In the later episodes, I did a lot less clip cutting because I was lazy and didn't want to pull and rip the footage. But this one, I wanted to go back to form, and so yes, I guess since I've made a really original recipe episode, the copyright strikes have gotten more strict. So I'm still working on it, up to the point where I might just consider taking off all the clips and then putting only the very, very, very important ones. But it requires me to rewatch the same 50 minutes over again for another time to try and figure it out. So that's literally what's holding it up, guys. It's I'm shocked at how many copyright strikes I've gotten to the point where they blocked it worldwide. So I'm still working on it on my downtime. The episode is done. What I'm going to do is I've already rendered the original episode, and so that's actually going to go up on our Patreon. And from now on, if this keeps happening, the unedited or the original episodes that we have will go up on Patreon, on our Patreon. And then, of course, the I don't want to say censored, but the edited version or the, director's cut or whatever would have to go up on YouTube so we can at least get the
YouTube cut. Just call it the YouTube cut.
YouTube cut. There we go. And then the original or the director's cut will go up on Patreon. So look forward to that. I'm going to be debuting shortly. I have to first get the approval from Darflex. I have 2 different intros to inebriated reviews. I want to see which one he likes more, and I will be debuting the inebriated reviews intro because we have that going up on Patreon. Patreon is there if you search for us, but it's nothing really there yet. It's still in draft mode. I haven't completed the tiers. That's something I actually have to talk to internally with the Geek Bros here, what we will and will not be giving away or doing for each tier level. So I've already set those up. I know what they're going to be called. I just now need to discuss with the Geek Bros what we're willing to give and not give for each tier level for $1, $5, $10, $50, and $100, right? Something like that is what I have. So, I'm working exactly. Yes, that's be the $1,000. That'd be like mega gig thing.
1,000 pennies.
So, all right. So that's it for the Geek Bros. So, where am I now? If this is your first time listening to our broadcast, then please take a moment to subscribe and leave a comment on your favorite podcasting app. If this is your first time watching us, then don't forget to subscribe, comment, share. YouTube has changed the algorithm. It's killing us with views. It's killing us with exposure. Please, share, like, comment, because it helps with the algorithm and so on and so forth. So, without further ado, episode 99.3 starts now. For the coronavirus update. Now, this is unconfirmed. I have not done enough research, but I've gotten numerous pings about this. That the report is that the CDC, the World Health Organization, Wuhan Lab, and Gates Foundation have been hacked with leaked documents and emails. Now, these documents and emails, as seen, I believe they're on WikiLeaks, kind of allude to the narrative that the coronavirus was engineered and that it was spliced with HIV virus. Apparently, this is of course unconfirmed. I haven't looked at the documents myself. I don't know what
the black man.
There's really nothing. No, it's apparently it's the agenda something, the population control agenda that is roughly alluded to on the Georgia Guidestones and
Gates 2.0.
And it's the Agenda 21. There we go. The Agenda 21, which the Gates Foundation has discussed about, which is reducing the population for the Earth or for sustainability, stuff like that. So I don't know if you guys heard anything about this. I'd love to hear your comments on this alleged hack of the CDC, World Health Organization, WHO, Wuhan Labs, and Gates Foundation releasing documents and emails discussing the truth of the coronavirus. Discuss.
It's really tough, man, because I got to say, I stopped caring a very long time ago.
The virus or the controversy surrounding the virus?
Everything. Now, I will say this. Honestly, it's not my scope of practice. Well, like I do study a little bit of medicine, but it's not specifically epidemiology or fucking, even if I was in the military, I don't think about conspiracies. But, I mean, I can say this. I doubt it. It is possible. I mean, shit, why not? But I doubt it. And again, also, it's just, again, I live a very simple life, man. It's just one of those things I really don't bother myself to think about. I'm sure it could affect me. From what I've seen, it hasn't. I mean, I'm healthy. I'm
Allegedly.
still living. Well, actually, nothing has changed for me. I still go to work every fucking day, unfortunately.
Yeah, exactly.
So for me to care about some shit like that and spend time thinking about if the government, like, listen, when I was in the military, the government did fucked up shit. They did. I won't deny it. But me as an individual, a small number, sure, this kind of mentality is dangerous as a mass, but just me individually, I just don't give a fuck, man. I'm not going to change anything. I'm just going to live my life the way I live it, and I'm going to affect those around me in a very small circle. Otherwise, I am going to be selfish and just worry about my own happiness and the ones that I care about.
All right, Garbanzo.
It's SARS that affects the lungs. We've talked about this until, wash your hands, be careful.
Well, I'm not referring.
It is what it is.
I'm not. No, don't bring Snopes into this. I'm not. No, I'm not saying the what is and is not COVID-19. I mean, do you have any comment about this potential leak of all these organizations and what may or may not be revealed, or the allegations so far that's being? Just a comment.
I mean, it's possible. But so is anything. The fact of the matter is that, there's no. I mean, shit. Even with Hillary, we had emails. Like
Right.
we still don't. Where are the emails? I mean, they're out there, I guess. But there's emails for everything. I mean, the whole thing is that anything and everything can be fabricated to the view of the person creating it. So, yeah.
Raz.
It's already debunked, so I'm not going to give it any credence.
Oh, it's been debunked per the Snopes article.
No, that just happens to correlate everything.
Well, how do you figure? You said it was debunked. How did you figure it was debunked? Where'd you get your news from?
Like for the last couple of weeks, this has been kind of going around, and I've been reading all the actual news articles that have been using all these citations that turned out to be bullshit. So it's all been debunked.
I mean, this particular leak literally just happened. So what I'm saying though is that your thing's been debunked for weeks.
It didn't just happen. It's just another
round of it. Is what you're saying?
Another rotation.
It's another layer to the same bullshit onion. No, the whole HIV sequence being part of it. The genetic sequence to HIV is long, and most RNA viruses all contain similar sequences, because that's the nature of viruses.
I have a quick question. Not necessarily about this, but just for our fans and all you guys. Do you guys know the difference between an observational study and a randomized controlled trial?
Most people don't.
I do not. Please.
I want to answer, but
no, and this is just because this is the biggest thing I run into is everybody sends me articles and this and that, but they're sending me observational studies, right? Or they're sending me stuff that is incredible. And even the RCTs, they're just sending me randomized controlled trials, and they don't understand how to read data. And just because you're reading an abstract or a conclusion, you got to understand that you have to understand what's significant and not. So, but what a randomized controlled trial is, you have a control, right? And you're pretty much trying to disprove yourself. So you can probably reproduce the same result a couple times over. What's a good example? I guess fucking penicillin and some kind of you think penicillin to kill shit. You can reproduce that pretty easy, right?
That's the most basic.
Here's a very fucking stupid observational study. Red meat is linked to heart disease or cancer. That's an observational study. That's like a very soft maybe, because there's no control and they're not getting subjects. They're just looking at a population. So it's like going out and bird watching, and you're just looking at birds and looking at their behavior, but you're just reporting what you observe and not what's actually going on.
So you're referring to correlation versus causality, or whatever it is? Is that what you're saying?
In a sense, but I mean, the point of an RCT is to disprove yourself and you're able to reproduce that result. Versus an observational study, you're just observing something and saying maybe this is. And
you're coming to a conclusion. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
and
you're hitting it on the nail, man, on the head.
Yeah.
And a lot of these leaks, fall into the trap, which correlation equals causation in their eyes, which it doesn't.
And another thing that people don't understand is when it comes to studies in science, most of them won't, because this isn't their field, but it is mine. Is you can't prove anything. you know, okay? So technically speaking, you can't prove anything. For you to prove a claim, it has to work for everybody. So like when you see stuff that says, "Oh, this has been proven to do this has been proven to do that," for people, specifically medicine and supplements, which a lot of supplements are not controlled by the fucking
FDA.
FDA, yeah.
I would say specifically within the medical field, because mathematics are based on proof.
Right. No, but still, if you look at actual stuff like medicine, you say none of it has any claims, any absolute claims.
No, correct. No, I was just clarifying.
That's what people
It's
get
like,
confused is they're thinking that this is proven to work for everybody, but it's not. Yeah, that's why
may, could, should.
If you notice when I discuss something, I say it has been shown or it may or this and that. So typically, when you see a claim that is absolute, it's typically bullshit because that's just where does science stops. I think there's scientific laws, but you're not going to have any like proven fact that's gonna. In the eye of the beholder, yes, maybe, sure, but you just gotta understand. Typically, when you're looking at stuff that has been proven by whatever article or whatever they're trying to sell to you, it's probably bullshit.
Yeah. So take it at face value, is what you're saying.
Not necessarily at face value. Just understand that what a randomized controlled trial is, what an observational study is, and what claims can actually be made for the population. And this is specifically talking about humans. I mean, it could go to animals too, but we're not discussing that at the moment.
All right, so we're going to move on to what's new in the gaming world. Are there any video games out this week, Darflex?
I think I covered them all last week before I
think so, but I'm going to keep asking because it's funny to me that I'm asking this now. Now, it used to be a statement, now there's a question on our outlines. I love it. So you're just going to look it up real quick. What we got going on.
I will say I'm still pretty excited for Predator Hunting Grounds. I don't know how that's going to be, but it's only for PS4 and PC, but...
no Xbox.
Oh, I mean, I can go through the whole list again. So
no, don't go through the whole list again. We're moving on.
Yeah, it's a super short.
If you would like to know what's happening in April, go back to episode 99.2 and just reread that or re-listen to that. That's it right there. Or we'll transcribe it for you, just for you guys on our Patreon. Pay us money. All right, we're moving on to GameStop will reopen. GameStop will reopen some stores in the middle of a pandemic. This article comes from Kotaku.com. The company has begun the process of reopening stores in Italy, Germany, Austria, and the states of Southern Carolina and Georgia, and in preparing for the potential to reopen in many other operating countries and states in the coming weeks. GameStop wrote in a business update, currently 1/3 of GameStop stores are closed in the US, while the rest are selling games only via curbside pickup. So what do you guys think? They're trying to reopen. Pandemic's not over yet, allegedly, and they're trying to get back out there. They're one of a few different stores or public works that are trying to reopen. I would say, what's the word? It's early, but it's premature. There we go. Prematurely. When
accurate calculation.
Yeah. So, what do you guys think? GameStop. They're an essential company.
Very essential.
I mean, the whole thing is for me.
The thing is,
I don't.
I caught that too.
I haven't done it in a while. Thanks to you guys.
That should be a show
Jesus.
for you. You literally should have your own like vlogger show, and that's it. That would be the title. It'd be really funny. I'm just saying. And
I will maybe too. I will consider it. I will strongly consider it.
I will do your post production. There you go.
But maybe I don't see an issue with them doing the whole curbside service on all the remaining stores that have actually closed to give people some options, because I know there's a lot of people. I have my sister, my stepsister-in-law was trying to find a Switch for her kid for his birthday a couple weeks ago, and there's people going out there buying them online and reselling them at almost double the price. Jeez. I mean, it's horrible.
Dude, you know what's crazy about that? It's bots.
It's bots.
Yeah, really.
It's bots.
Yeah, it's automated now. It's just resellers have set up bots at the moment. They're on sale. They're purchased instantly.
Dang.
I found it on what's it called? I've actually found that there's actually a Discord where people are sharing on, and there's things that there's some people that are doing it. They're getting the bot so they can get it for themselves. There's other individuals who are buying 20 or 30 at a time so they can resell. It's like, come on, man. I mean, there's other individuals who need
capitalism.
this.
Capitalism.
No, that's called greed. There's a difference.
Thanks, Obama.
That's a narco capitalism right there.
There you go. But it's still. But here's the thing, though, and when it comes down to this, if they're reopening up, right, and they're gonna do curbside, you said it's good, but is that not just one more excuse for people to leave their home?
Yeah.
And break the quarantine and thus continuing back to the original statement, half measures? Is that not gonna be an issue for prolonging this pandemic? You're giving people one more reason to go outside, another temptation to go outside.
Put that stuff on Postmates like everything else.
What?
Come on, Postmate pickup. Have Postmate pickup GameStop, or
No,
you know what?
you.
Have GameStop hire people to drive and deliver.
Oh, you're asking too much.
They don't have enough money to pay themselves.
Here's the CEO's cutting his salary 50%. Like he's not gonna. Yeah, it's not gonna work
Postmates, Instacart.
Don't you have to have a contract with them and share some kind of something with them or something?
A percentage, yes, a small percentage of the delivery fee. That's it.
They can't afford that.
They don't get any.
GameStop doesn't even give their employees full-time hours, so they don't have to pay insurance.
Yeah. So, Flex, if you're talking, we can't hear you. I just want you to know that.
He's muted again.
Yeah, all I saw was this is all I saw was.
I said, yeah, it's true. Julian worked there for 4 days and quit right away.
What?
Yeah.
Did you get a discount for those 4 days? Like anything?
Yeah, but we didn't buy shit because I don't really go to GameStop, man.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I'd have been all up on that. Roz, anything you wanted to add to this before we move on?
Man, they're just so desperate to make money. They're dying.
They're hemorrhaging money. I mean, this is killing them.
Bad.
So
they're like, oh yeah, we can open. Fuck yes, please.
So we're absolutely gonna open.
And the Switch issue that you were talking about, Garbanzo, dude, they only sell Switches in bundles now. So you can't just say, I'm gonna buy a Switch. You gotta buy a Switch and an extra controller and 3 games that you don't really fucking want.
They don't. All right, that's funny. All right,
that's how Juan got stuck with Splatoon.
Will you what? Say that again.
That's how Juan got stuck with Splatoon.
Yeah, you get 3 copies of Splatoon.
3 copies.
Hey, this is show him in the box. Like, sir, but I don't want this many. I don't care. Just take it.
Fucking matter. Take the game.
And I'm charging you money.
Here,
for
take ARMS too. Nobody wants that shit either.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. All right, we're gonna move on to Nvidia's streaming service keeps losing more and more games. And this article comes from Kotaku.com. One, I didn't even know that they had a streaming service at all.
That's stock video.
I had no idea. But Nvidia's announcement announced that the latest round of departures in a blog post last night about the future of its fledgling video game streaming platform. We're transitioning as many games to GeForce now as possible over this. The company wrote, for those leaving, we're going to give gamers notices, as possible. So, what is the name of their service? Does it say it there? Oxygen? Is it Oxygen? No,
GeForce Now.
Oh, that's what it's called. Oh, I thought it was a video game. So GeForce Now. I never heard of it. I know more about Stadia than I know about Nvidia's streaming service. When did that go on? Anybody subscribe to it? Is this only PC games, I assume?
Why? No, it's
it's only PC games.
Yeah, it is only PC games, but you can stream them to your phone.
What?
Because that's what you want to do. You want to play Assassin's Creed on your phone.
Yeah, it basically lets you stream any game that you have in your Steam library or your Epic library, or I think Uplay also. But like you were saying, they've lost the majority of the major publishers. Activision doesn't let them stream their games anymore. EA, I think Take-Two, now Microsoft. And it's because every one of these major carriers has or is trying to develop their own version of a streaming platform. I mean, Microsoft.
Oh, this is the new thing now. Now the gaming's are doing it now. They're doing streaming. Oh God, help us.
Everybody's going to be doing it. You're gonna basically end up having to have like, oh, I need an Activision subscription service, and then Ubisoft and an EA. And,
oh, this is terrible. This is
the worst reality.
Games from Warner Bros. Interactive Entertainment, Xbox Game Studios, Codemasters, and what was that Kelly? What's Clay? Clay Entertainment will be removed from the service on Friday, April 24th. So, that's interesting. I didn't know that they had a service though, and I don't know why you'd want to. Well, I guess on the go, but does it work? And does anybody know whether it works well on data?
I mean, you need a good connection, but yeah, it works really well
on 4G data. Really interesting. Yeah. That's curious. I mean, I would love to play Civilizations on my phone. Like that would work, right? That's from Steam.
Yeah, but the interface would suck. I mean, come on, it's Civ.
Yeah, true. Civilizations is the jam. All right, we're gonna move on. Well, just a quick mention: Super Mario Maker 2 now lets you create worlds from the classic Mario games. Just throwing that out there. I had a link to it, but I don't have it anymore. It's not necessary. So if you have Super Mario Maker 2, it lets you create old world games. It actually look pretty cool. I actually saw that.
It looks good.
And I said, yeah, you know what? That's maybe the only reason why I would get this game, just so I could make classic worlds and make my own classic world and make it nuts. So
I'm gonna buy it.
Are you? Anybody have it? Anybody care?
No, I don't have it yet, but I'm gonna buy it because.
Yeah, but you don't you need a Switch for that? Flex, you don't have a Switch. You have a Switch?
I do have a Switch. Well, Jillian has a Switch. I bought her a Switch a while ago.
Oh, okay. Somebody it was Garbanzo doesn't have a Switch, right? But you have a Switch.
I've had a Switch for a while.
Somebody in our crew didn't have a Switch for a hot minute.
Okay, so
that
for
was
that,
me.
Oh, okay, did that. Was you? Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I thought it was
me. You're the last one.
Because we did that one.
Go ahead.
We did that one special with the Switches, and we all took pictures of the Switches, and I had to borrow Jillian's Switch for the picture. That's back when I had very long hair. Remember?
Yeah, and I was sitting on my couch with my Xbox.
Yeah. No, you had a Switch too.
Oh. No.
Okay. Right.
That was.
I want to quickly take advantage of this to segue into something about the Switch because it's kind of like breaking-ish news.
Okay.
Like Nintendo and the Switch accounts have been getting hit really, really bad the last week or so.
Is that why they said where I'm getting emails about two-step verification?
Yes. If you haven't been listening to the podcast, go to your Nintendo account and turn on multi-factor authentication. You should have that shit on everything anyway, but you need to turn it on because there are a ton of people losing access to their accounts, and Nintendo is not the friendliest company to deal with customer service.
What? I gotta go tell my offspring to go do that because all my credit card stuff is on my account. It's all saved there, so it's easy for them. All right, well, yeah, we're gonna look that because I know I saw it and I was just like, you get a random email saying, double verification for your safety. I didn't think that was a real situation. So we're gonna get with that next week. We're gonna discuss it. Oh, well, absolutely. All right, we'll move on to anime and animation invasion. Star Wars Clone Wars Season 7 review, Episode 9, Old Friends Not Forgotten Part 1. Roz, I want to tell you, it's 4 more episodes.
I know.
Yeah, it's not 10.
It's 4 more.
It's 12. And so
their website, their wiki that they had was off.
Yes, but when I saw the trailer, it says the final 4 episodes, and it was. I saw the trailer right after we discussed it, and I said, "Okay, is that right?" And I looked, and now there's 12, so it's gonna be 12. I assume we're all caught up. Yes,
I'm not, but please go ahead and spoil me. I'm cool being spoiled.
Roz, I can't spoil this. This
can. It's fine.
To us, man.
I am not.
You're not caught up. Flex. All right,
I texted you. I was the first one to watch.
I know.
I'm gonna assume he never listens to this podcast.
Okay, so me and you, Flex. You text this. You had seen it before I did.
So just start giving me hand signals when I need to put my headset back on.
So basically that's what I like. It's penetration. So not that kind of penetration. So Flex, he sent a text in our group chat saying, "Listen, this next episode is exactly what you and Roz are like," and he was absolutely right. Absolutely right. This episode redeemed the last 4 episodes, and it gave it a sweeter accent to the first 4 episodes, the first arc. The way it began, let me use it right now. That the opening to this episode was literally like the prologue to Revenge of the Sith. Literally.
Well, yeah,
Literally.
it is because fucking.
Can
Palpatine-
we discuss how they opened up with the old school Lucas Limited logo?
Oh my god,
they
that,
did?
that,
Old school Lucas
that was
Limited
sexy.
logo.
That was sexy.
And then when the red Clone Wars title screen popped up, it was the Star Wars theme song. What was it? What is that called? The theme song or the crawl
Yeah,
song? I forget what it's called. That.
dun, 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 dun.
That's what popped up. When I saw that, I said, yeah.
I thought it was for a second. I'm like, did I click on the wrong fucking show?
I
Was
thought
this
so
movie?
too. Like I was like, what? But when you saw that, you knew you were in for something. I think this is going to be like these 4 episodes is going to be literally a little quick mini series just for Revenge of the Sith. It's going to make Revenge of the Sith sweeter,
I agree
much
because
like the original Clone Wars
it-
cartoon did.
because once you guys watch this, the opening to this episode is the plot to the beginning of Revenge of the Sith. Literally, yeah. Like, and
Literally.
man,
Then you see the Jedis that get whacked off. Okay.
also you see
On
Caleb
site.
Dune.
Yeah. You see a young Caleb Dune. You do.
You see
Hey,
young
so
Caleb Dune.
question. Do you think this is basically going to retell what the original Clone Wars series told us? That series of stories.
I wish, but no, they're not.
No, I don't think so.
They're gonna follow Ahsoka. It's gonna be
It's
Ahsoka.
going a way
Season.
different direction.
Yeah, I wish it was. I wish they'd show us what they showed us in the animated show where the actual attack on Coruscant. I don't think so. Maybe in a perfect world, I think they'd allude to that, but they're gonna steer the story toward Ahsoka and the Siege of Mandalore, and we might get hints of what's going on in Coruscant. That's my.
I think they're going to try to connect it with the Mandalorian.
Oh, of course.
Oh,
But
they should.
I gotta say this though, like I was starting to lose. Like I love Ahsoka. I was starting to lose. Those 2 episodes made me like, man, like the fuck. I don't want to see Ahsoka anymore. Like, I'm like, what is this fucking Sabrina the Teenage Witch bullshit?
Can I say, without no disrespect, but that the last arc was more of like a Forces of Legend or Forces of Destiny?
Yeah, the one with the fucking chicks.
Kind of arc. Yeah, it reminded me of Forces of Destiny. Like,
what are you doing?
Very sappy, very. Not to say anything wrong with female centric, but like female centric. It was just like it reminded me of Forces of Destiny.
Well,
they belong to that YouTube cartoon, in my opinion.
Also, but here's the thing: when you and I went, when we went to Celebration, they played up those 2 sisters pretty strongly at the Clone Wars panel. And what the fuck were they? But a bunch of Puerto Ricans not really doing it. So I mean, come on, it was right. It was.
It's true. Very,
can't
very,
deny
and very stereotypical too. Very stereotypical. At least
So-
the oldest. Was.
So when I saw the episode, I'm like, wow, they finally made up for it. And my eyes got watery as soon as Ahsoka walked in, and then she tells Rex, "You don't have to call me Commander anymore." He's like, "Understood, Commander."
Yep.
And then you see the whole division with the Ahsoka masks on. I'm like,
oh.
And then
Yeah,
the fucking.
we saw it when we see it again. It was very powerful, very powerful.
And then when they actually send in that siege force to Mandalore, that was gangster.
Oh my god,
gangster.
Oh my god. But I wanted to say when the clones started flying, I wanted to say they fly now, just to throw that in there because they were
flying Battlefront too.
They do.
And then it was nice hearing Sam Witwer once again reprise his role as the notorious Starfighter.
Oh yeah. But can I say that there was a review of the Revenge of the Sith, and it says that the Revenge of the Sith is the better of the prequels, but it feels like that's the story that George Lucas wanted to tell. And that's why it was so good, because that was where he really wanted to go, and that's the story that he really wanted to tell. I feel like and I'm hoping, knocking on whatever this is, that they keep up with this momentum. But this feels like this arc is a story that they really wanted to tell.
Oh, absolutely.
This is what they really wanted to tell. They gave us the other 2 arcs, yes, but this is because I'm telling you, the opening of this episode, Roz, was spectacular.
Okay.
You knew you were in for it. I mean, it was beautiful, and all the Easter eggs. It was like everybody was put in place what's gonna happen to Revenge of the Sith. And then, oh, by the way, this is what's going on with Ahsoka. I at the end of the last arc, I was like, you know what? They're really running Ahsoka into the ground. Too much Ahsoka. She was in Rebels. She's gonna be in the Mandalorian live action. Allegedly, she's back in Clone Wars. All right, we love Ahsoka, but too much of a good thing is bad. Nope, I'm good. I'm back in.
Who's gonna be with her when the order comes through? Rex?
Rex. Yeah.
Did Rex remove his chip or no? I don't remember. I think that was like
Rex-
a storyline.
Well, I don't think they ever showed it, but apparently
He's got a scar, doesn't he? Doesn't he have a scar in
I
Rebels?
don't remember something.
sometime after that thing. Is it Fives? I think it was whichever one it was that short circuited and then it killed him, and then the other one found it. Was it Fives or Echo?
No, it was Fives.
It was Fives. Who found the plot that he was assassinated before telling them. Rex and two others, that ones that he was with in Rebels, they removed their chip. They found that they removed the inhibitor chip after that situation in canon, but it was never actually shown. So I'm assuming where he is now, the chip has been already removed off screen in between the two seasons. So he can't have it. I don't think where he's going to find time to remove his chip and then still be in the Siege of Mandalore, because that's where they are. Because the way where it ends with a cliffhanger. So Roz, I need you desperately to watch this episode.
Okay.
And I need to hear your response to it in our group chat, and then bring it back, because me and you were feeling low.
We were down on this thing, man. We were really down on this thing.
Roz, amazing quality.
Okay. Stop hyping me up, because then when I get to it, what if it's terrible? Thanks.
Man, it was all right. So all right, Garbanzo.
Sorry, gents. I was looking at the 37 utensils and things on Amazon you never thought you knew you knew.
Okay.
Fantastic.
How many crab sporks did you buy?
I'm actually, there's this little pot lid holder that's like a little dude. I'm thinking about getting. And also there's a squirrel with a tail for tea. So you put them on the edge of the teacup. When you want the tea to go in, you put it down. And when you want to take it out, you put it up. It's ingenious.
I love it.
And a tissue box for thing on my visor of my car, like an old lady.
All right, so we're going to move on to SqueezyBits Picks. Now I'm going to try this again, and since my audio sounds better, I should be able to stream the audio directly through and work from there.
In your minds.
So let's pop that out. I'm going to share my screen, suckers. You're going to get a glimpse of our podcast outline. Don't judge me. All right. Let's see.
So weird.
All right, and SqueezyBits Picks.
Pulp Fiction, Silence of the Lambs, and The Matrix. These are some of the greatest films to ever embrace the silver screen in the 90s, possibly ever. But we aren't here to talk about these movies. The 90s produced arguably some of the campiest movies to ever be captured on Super 35mm film, with awkwardly imaginative, possibly underwritten storylines. The campy category has sparked many subcategories, such as campy comedy, campy horror, and campy awesome. Titles like Mrs. Doubtfire, Air Bud, and Leprechaun are some of the most iconic campy movies. So let's get our 90s nostalgia on. What are your favorite campy movies of all time? Mine is Tremors. It was released in January 1990, so it started the 90s campy revolution. Probably one of the most forgotten movies. As well as, we all know, everything is better with bacon. Kevin Bacon. So tell me, is there another era that's better than the 90s campy? In your opinion, what is the greatest 90s campy movie of all time? Deuces!
I like it. All right. So that is our SqueezyBits Picks. And so I will throw it to you guys. Garbanzo, why don't you hit that up first?
Yeah, let's go.
Man. All right. Well, Tremors was an amazing series of movies. And yes, there was a series of movies. I believe there was 4. Towards the end, they started walking. They grew legs like little birds. It was
started flying.
It was
There's
the
new ones.
cutest
Once they got
thing.
to sci-fi.
With
Yeah, I think when it got the it was So I love how the progression started off as a worm, then they grew legs and then wings, and then they had to bring Kevin Bacon back to save the world. So yes, Tremors is great. Actually, I have another great campy House. House is a horror movie, but I think it was probably closer to the 80s that this one came out in. But if you want to give me a decade for campy movies, you really can't beat the 80s. I'm sorry, you have so many campy. I mean, Hairspray, Rocky Horror Picture Show, dude, House 2. There's so many. So if I had to choose a decade, I'd have to say 80s. If I had to say my favorite campy comedy, Rocky Horror Picture Show. Favorite horror, it's a tie between House and Tremors. And then campy awesome. Elvira, Queen of the Dead,
Oh yeah.
Queen of
Preach.
Camp, and that she
Preach.
is still the most beautiful. Sorry, babe.
The word you're looking for is big titty goth girlfriend.
Everybody's
Even
dream.
at, yeah, I mean,
But
just,
man,
yes.
Camp, Priscilla,
Yes.
Queen of the Desert. Oh my God, that movie's so dumb and so funny. It's so
That's
good.
awesome.
I love that. But I agree with you, Garbanzo. Like the '80s, like without a doubt, like the '90s has a handful of campy movies. Like the '80s, I mean, Critters is so dumb.
Mac and Me.
Yeah, Mac and Me. What's another terrible movie?
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Killer Clowns. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Yeah.
Any trauma
Attack of the
movie.
Killer Tomatoes.
Any trauma movie. I mean, shit. The Toxic
wait, didn't-
Avenger.
Oh wait, didn't one of the trauma movies had like a chick with a mouth on her belly button?
Yes. Oh crap! I can't remember the name of that movie.
No, I don't. But apparently, it gave blowjobs.
I
Hmm,
can't remember.
that's my dream.
Sphere. The Sphere movies.
I mean, you can go on and on and on.
Yeah.
I mean, you can technically speaking, you can actually even put in what's the one with all the short stories. There was a TV show.
Tales from the
Oh,
Crypt, man.
no,
Tales
story
from the
teller.
Crypt.
Oh, I got that man storyteller. Okay, never
Tales
mind.
from the Crypt.
Flex,
Yeah,
what is your favorite '90s campy movie?
It is very hard, man.
As
What
she
does,
said,
what does campy mean?
corny.
Campy is the
you know.
movie is tongue in cheek and not, it can't be taken seriously.
Yeah,
the
that's-
subject is ostensibly a serious subject, but it is so silly that you can't take it seriously.
That's a tough choice. 90s.
Lake Placid, there's a one like 90.
I don't know. Well, I guess I was too young. I kind of that's scary for me. I was only 9 years
mean,
old.
I guess you could put in the
Star
army
Wars.
now.
Phantom Menace.
How about any Pauly Shore movie? Any Pauly
Yes,
Shore movie?
Biodome.
Encino Man.
Oh, actually, you know what? I
Biodome.
think that is my pick because Biodome and In the Army Now was the shit. The shit. I used to binge. Oh, you know what? Wait, was Tommy Boy a 90s movie?
Yeah.
That's my pick.
So
but I
David
think-
Spade, any David Spade and crap,
Chris
Chris.
Farley.
That would be considered more camp than or
yeah,
more.
that's not
mainstream
camp.
comedy.
That's just mainstream comedy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well then. I don't know. Damn.
Like Tremors. That's the perfect meter for you. If like
It
think of the
might
movie
actually.
Tremors and that.
It might actually be Tremors because that's what I grew up watching with my mother, and I actually used to be scared of it. And then when I got older, started watching it, it was like, oh, this is fucking ridiculous, but it's enjoyable. It's like what Sharknado tried to be.
Yeah.
So,
Sharknado is actually a great example of
Of camp?
camp.
So I mean,
Really?
based
I used to beat
upon,
out the species.
I thought camp was
Once you got to like Species 3, there was no horror left.
Yeah.
Just how.
So,
Yeah.
so I mean, this is a very tip of the '90s. That's what she said. But I mean, I think based on what you guys are saying, I would take the. What about the Mummy? Is that not?
I think that was good.
The Mummy's a good action adventure movie. It doesn't fall under camp.
Well, I mean, because it's a serious, but it's a lot. It's I think it's tongue in cheek. I don't. I mean, they try to make it serious, but yeah, Brendan Fraser.
I think
okay,
another
Brendan Fraser is a-
metric. Garbanzo, tell me if this really is another thing that is important for camp. It has to be. It can't be high budget.
It
Oh.
helps when it's not high budget. I mean,
Yeah.
shoot,
Okay.
another one would be considered like Showgirls, Barbarella.
Or how about the evil bong or
Is
Gingerbread Man?
is Good Burger considered camp, or is that just
No.
it
It
No.
was backed by a major studio.
Yeah, it's just a comedy movie.
So camp is not can't be backed by a major studio either.
It
Well,
has
no,
to
I
be.
mean, it's supposed to be like it's a the idea behind campy movies is that it's like it's a one shot or something that wasn't very
Let's
popular
look
at
up
the
the
time.
definition.
So like Evil Dead then, like Evil Dead would be camp.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Evil Dead is camp.
Yeah, I got
A
one.
campy movie definition. A movie is a mixed bag of campy humor, wild-eyed fantasy, and high-tech special effects. Used to describe an activity or someone's behavior and appearance that is funny because it's obviously intended to be strange or shocking.
So the Mighty
Buffy
Morphin
the
Power
Vampire
Rangers
Slayer?
movie. I got you. The Mighty Morphin Power Ranger movies. That's it. nailed it.
Turbo Rangers movie, not the first one. The first one was good, but Turbo Rangers was campy as fuck.
I never saw Turbo Rangers.
Turbo
Yeah,
Power Ranger
it was
movie.
good.
That was
It was
that
good.
was.
You guys were a little bit too old.
That
you
was
guys
just
were
no.
college
I
age.
watched it. I watched it. I was.
I think
really
I was in like the
impressed, though.
5th grade. You guys were like in your senior year of college or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like my first grade here is when I watched it. Shift into turbo. Shift into turbo. Listen, don't get me wrong. Every once
Speaking
in a
of
while.
Power Rangers, have you guys played that game that's on Game Pass now? The
did.
Power Rangers fighting
It
game?
is.
I
is
saw
so
it.
bad.
I have not. Is it really?
It is so bad.
Oh.
I got excited because I thought it was gonna be a story, like a good story about like the alternate
don't.
universes, but it's so bad.
The dialogue,
It was like-
dialogue is so glorious.
Oh my god,
I am a Power Ranger.
it is so bad, bro. I got as far as fighting Kimberly, and that's it. I
Tommy's
turned
in
it
it.
off
Your boy
Hey,
Tommy's in it.
His actual voice though. His voice.
He's the only one.
And that's it. Nobody else comes back to
Nobody else wants to come back to that shit.
Oh man, they could use the paycheck.
Well, one of
what
them's
is Amy
fucking
Jo Johnson
dead,
doing now?
so-
Amy Jo Johnson went to a con the other day. She should have lended her voice. That would've-
No, but please download it because I want to see and hear your
Okay.
reaction.
All right, I'm actually gonna go
Okay,
download it right
and
now.
also, anything by John Waters.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Who?
Yeah.
Pink
John
Flamingo.
Waters.
So we're gonna wrap it up here. I'm gonna throw the audience question. Okay, I'm gonna ask the audience, what is your favorite campy movie? Email us geekbros@0@yahoo.com. And absolutely, thank you so much, SqueezyBits. Just go and search SqueezyBits, SQUEEZ. Oh, sorry. What?
Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry.
I have one question.
SQUEEZYBITS in YouTube, and you'll find his page. As soon as he gets a vanity URL, we're gonna definitely give that to you. But he's got some good stuff, and you already saw a very good idea of what his editing style is like, and it is choppy, and I love it. It is so YouTube, it's ridiculous. So definitely enjoy it. Any movie that MST3K, what is that?
Mystery Science Theater 3000.
I knew
man.
that. I knew what you're saying. Sorry, I had no childhood. What can I say?
Actually, believe it or not, I looked it up and I was curious to see if it was true or not. But The Wizard of Oz is considered camp.
Return to Oz for
They're
sure.
making fun of
Oh
racism.
God, yes.
Okay.
Fucking Return to Oz.
Hey, do you guys ever seen that midget hanging in the background?
What?
No.
And what? What?
No, nobody saw that. So supposedly they're in the original.
Oh no, it's bullshit.
Oh well, thank you for
Urban
killing my
legend.
dreams. I actually
Okay,
really
well,
enjoyed it.
well before Ross just dumps
Destroyed
on it.
my
What
dream.
were
Yeah,
you
thank
gonna say? I don't even know what it
Well,
was.
okay, so there's this YouTube video, and I
Uh-huh.
heard this when I was in middle school. But like, if when they're walking through the forest, right,
Uh-huh.
there's like in the trees, you see like something like a little, kind of almost like a human figure,
Uh-huh.
just hanging back and forth. So the legend is that one of the Munchkins was so depressed that he hung himself, and the editors didn't catch it. So while Timo walking through the Yellow Brick Road, you see it just like off, but like really off, and then you see a little midget just hanging, swinging back and forth.
I've heard that many a time.
Yeah,
is
ever since I was
It is still on YouTube. Go to YouTube and find it. It's
It's
actually
one of like the oldest urban myths like ever.
if you
I mean,
listen,
there was
if you can
there
for a
was
second,
sneak peek in the artwork for Little Mermaid, this probably did happen until they edited it out. Who knows?
but
Yeah.
if you can kind of erase what Ron just told you and actually approach it like that, it's actually pretty fucking funny, man.
That I'm sorry. I mean, that's terrible, but funny at the same time.
It's like this little figure just.
That's terrible. That's terrible. Anyway, I'm gonna put up a hotline now because I feel bad. All right, we're gonna move on to open mic.
Open
Open
mic.
mic. Fuck, that went down hard.
That's what she said. All right, for this article, Gizmodo.com. Crunchyroll is putting Sailor Moon's first 3 classic series on YouTube for free. Ahead of the premiere of Sailor Moon Eternal, a cinematic retelling of the Dream arc in which the Senshi face off against the Dead Moon Circus, which I don't know what any of that means. Toei and Crunchyroll are inviting everyone to re-experience the episodic adventures that built up to the film's celestial confrontation. So today, Crunchyroll announced that beginning this week, it'll begin posting every episode from the first 3 Sailor Moon series that were presented as a continuous season in the West, which is true. We didn't have any seasons, just went straight through like a story. In batches of 10 episodes, because Sailor Moon Eternal retells the story of the 4th series. Now it's a good time to get back into the refresh your memory of how they all got here before a particular character came in and changed the entire future of the Sailor Moon story. I think I only got up to Sailor Moon season 3, honestly, and then I kind of just lost it.
What character are you talking about?
I don't know. It just says a mysterious character popped up and changed the Sailor Moon's future, which I don't know what that was. I mean,
Tuxedo Mask?
Vest helmet. That guy.
It was Goku.
Best helmet guy. It was Goku. Dragon Balls was my first. What's it called?
I'd never really watched.
Yes.
It was my first hentai.
I
Dragon
got that when
Balls.
I was 18 years old.
Yep, I got that when I was 16. I got it from what was it called? It was like a store. They put on VHS. They were terrible copies when I bought them. But my first hentai was Dragon Balls. I think I had the VHS here still somewhere.
So the first.
I'm sorry. Did you say your first hentai?
My first hentai was Dragon Balls.
Me too. We're kind of asking more about this, bro. My first weekend that I got of Liberty over an infantry battalion school, I went to the mall, went to back then Suncoast, and I went to the porn section and I bought Dragon Balls.
Yes. Dragon Balls was that's camp. Let me see. It was terrible, but my God, was that hot for me. Anyway, okay, moving on. So yeah. Anyway, any of you guys gonna be checking out? You guys gonna be checking out? And he said, "Does anybody watch Sailor Moon in part of their childhood?" I did. I watched Sailor Moon a lot because
my fiance loved it.
That and Street Sharks.
Let's see what.
That and Street Sharks. I used to watch that and Street Sharks.
Wow.
No, I used to get up early for junior high school, I believe it was, and Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z would come back to back.
Garbanzo, you and I, completely different cartoon set, man.
Yeah, I think they already canceled it by the time you guys were able to watch it.
It was great. I loved it. Loved every minute of it.
Is it for the majority of so here's the thing. So for the majority of my views, different thing, not the same. Jesus, why you point that stuff out? You really threw me off my groove, dude. I swear to God, it drives me nuts.
What? Who said what? What happened?
Nothing. I said something that was similar to the other thing, and then he tried pointing it out as if it was the same thing, and he threw off my whole groove because I was actually on a I was like literally. It's like my train of thought was on there, and then he hit that switch and just like derailed it off a cliff, and then tangent. Anyways, so what I was trying to speak of was. I actually recall like for almost a year, if not more, in high school. I can't remember if my sophomore or my junior year. I actually spent the majority of my time going back to and actually sitting with my grandmother and watching Luz Clarita, which was a soap opera.
That was shit.
Wow.
So it was in the first one. It was when they remade it in the 90s. And I remember sitting there because one time I was sitting there and my grandma was like, "Here, come on, sit down." And she was like making me something like a snack or something like that. And just sitting there next, I started watching it, and I was like, "That little girl's really funny. That guy's a jerk. That guy's really. Oh my God, who loves who?" And then next thing I know, it's like Grandma, is it on today? And it got bad. So the one and only telenovela I ever saw was that one.
Did your grandma ever make you watch El Premio Mayor about the Mexican people who won the lottery?
I do recall seeing a couple of those episodes. The one that had the fruit stand.
Yeah, and then they won the lottery and they became super snobby. That's a pretty good one.
Yeah, damn. Now I'm remembering my like Sábado Gigante and shit.
Yeah, that guy's still alive. Goddamn.
Is he? I think the show's canceled.
I'm making horrible wine.
All right, so we're gonna move on to The Mandalorian season 3 is already on its way at Disney Plus.
According to season 2.
That's what I'm saying. According to a new report from Variety, Jon Favreau and others are already hard at work on the pre-production of the third season of Disney's The Mandalorian. Months before season 2 is set to air, one source says that Favreau has been writing season 3 for a while, and the art department is working on concept art for the latest leg of Mando and Baby Yoda's journey. So sources say that the early planning of season 3 is because the extremely talented art department requires a huge lead time for prep work. So, and due to social distancing, because of the coronavirus, some shows like Cowboy Bebop have been delayed in production. So that's the reason why they're getting ahead of it, just in case. So yeah, we're looking like we're getting at least up to season 3. So I'm excited. I don't remember if we reported on. Did they say what the release date was for season 2 for The Mandalorian? Did they say it?
They said, but I don't remember.
Me either. Was it this year? It was this year, yes?
It's October 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not changed from my
understanding. That's pretty much like a year from the last, almost a year from the last one.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. So
I mean, listen, we waited 2 years, almost 3, for the 8th season of Game of Thrones. So
Well,
basically,
I mean,
and that was,
how long
and
did we
I
wait
didn't commit
for Force
suicide. So you know
Awakens?
what? I'm okay.
Don't bring that up.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear.
Listen,
Game of
it's
Thrones
called, it's
up.
called create.
You know,
create
this is what I
create
want to
bad
say.
expectations and then suppress them. There you
When
go.
when it comes to Game of Thrones,
Forward,
you know,
huh? Sorry.
I had the luxury of not watching it as a fan. So, and this is, and I actually think I'm gonna watch all of Game of Thrones and see if I dislike the final season like most fans do, because and I mean you can't really compare them. But when I watched How I Met Your Mother, I watched How You Met Your Mother straight through, and I
Me
loved
too.
it. I loved it. I didn't mind the ending. I was surprised how many people hated the ending. And so, to one person, when I actually put on comments saying, "Look, I love the ending. I just finished binge watching it. It was great." One friend of mine said, "You can say that because you watched it all together.
Yep.
But as a fan who watched it year after year after year after year, watching through and pining over it, it's not the same satisfaction that they got, and that's why they hated the ending. So I want to try that with Game of Thrones.
They
I want
could
to."
have. I think they could have done so much more, at least with that. And I can go into a whole tirade about How I Met Your Mother. That's a huge show, actually, for me and Jess.
Binge watched the show. It was clear that was always what it was about. It was about Ted wanting Robin. It was clear for me. I mean, from get go, yes, the mother was a part of it, but he was diverting it, and it made sense that he was trying to convince his kids to understand or be okay with the idea of him potentially moving on with somebody that they know as an aunt. I mean, I get it. I mean, I just to date a close friend that your kids know as a close friend and say, well, this is daddy's girlfriend now. How do you feel about that? I could see myself literally going through a long discussion trying to convince my kids to be okay with let's say Holly. Could you imagine? Could you imagine me getting with Holly and trying to explain to my kids, look, this lady that
No, but not for that reason.
Right, but I'm just saying that I'd have to really listen, this is happening, but this is why it's happening. Let me tell you how I met Holly and go all the way to the back, So I never had any problem with it. So I actually plan on watching Game of Thrones, even though I have no interest in it, straight through, just to see if I feel the same way about the ending as the actual fans, the dedicated fans. I'm curious. It's going to be a
Please do. Like I could record a 25-hour podcast on why Game of Thrones turned out to be dog shit.
So can we honestly lock that down for the next episode? That by itself.
Sure, we got time.
I don't have
a
a dog.
4-part special if you want.
What? Really?
We could do a belated why Game of
It is.
Thrones sucked special.
It
Sure,
is.
why not?
It is a very long. It's a very tedious topic that definitely deserves the time to break down. Because if we
Okay.
do it in 1 hour, pretty much it's gonna sound like we're completely shit talking without covering anything.
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
even if we do it in 3 hours, it'll still sound like just a bunch of fucking
All right,
dudes.
so let's discuss.
We're gonna need extra time on this one. I'm not gonna lie. This is not gonna be.
Okay, so should
I mean,
this
because I love the books. I have read every single book.
It's a shame that the author died and will never finish the series.
He died, J.R.R. Martin.
no
Essentially,
what?
he's
Oh,
never gonna fucking write the book.
That's
So
not
whatever.
true.
He died to
said
me.
coming
He doesn't.
down.
I thought he
He
said he was gonna rewrite it.
do
He was
that.
gonna write the ending, a different ending or something like that.
No,
He's
he,
never
he
gonna write the book.
Yeah.
my understanding.
I thought he
said-
really died. Bro, you had another. Did he fucking die after
No,
Death Stranding?
here's the thing.
No,
Here's
he
the
did not.
thing.
He did not.
From what I
Death
understand,
Stranding.
He's in the
What?
game, bro.
Yeah.
But Roz, for what I
That's
understand,
Guillermo del
though-
Toro.
You're right. That is Guillermo del Toro.
Oh.
That-
Ross,
yeah.
I'm sorry. Just
Roz,
they fucking
the theory
lied to
out
me.
there, the entertainment theory out there is that the reason why he waited so long to write any more books is because he didn't want his books to compete with the show. And now that the show is over, now he can write it. He can write it now that his way, and they don't have to compete with each other. That's the entertainment story that I heard.
That is giving George Martin way too much fucking credit. Do you know what actually more than likely happened, in my opinion? He wrote himself into a fucking corner because he has so many characters and so many storylines. He doesn't know how to fucking finish the book. Also, he's probably got writer's block. Same as Patrick Rothfuss, who wrote the In the Name of the Wind series, who wrote 2 books out of a trilogy that's amazing, got rave reviews, and now he's got writer's block. That happens to a lot of writers. Not everybody can be Brandon Sanderson and just churn out a book every 6 months.
You're right.
So
Stephen
the whole thing
King
is that he
is
takes
really one of a kind.
Yeah, Stephen King, another one.
the whole thing is that George R.R. Martin has been known for being a very, very slow writer because he still uses a typewriter or a word processor. he uses both. And in fact, there's been rumors that he finally upgraded his system, and it was to one of those old CRT screen computers, like freaking like a Windows 826,
Yeah.
using flash drives.
I like
On
that.
the subject,
Floppy
from what
disk.
you're saying, that is another theory that honestly what probably happened is he just lost the manuscript since he doesn't keep a digital copy of it. It's just on paper. And he lost whatever he was working on, and now he's basically rewriting everything.
Oh, could you imagine? I would. You know.
Did you imagine how much, like you said?
I just what I'm saying is like I'm thinking about
Fuck it.
editing. When I edit
Done.
a video, right, and I have a good solid 40-minute timeline, and then my computer crashes and Adobe doesn't give me the auto refresh. Do you think I go right back to editing? I do this. I get away from computer, and I don't go back to that project for a week. I couldn't, and that's just editing. I couldn't imagine losing a manuscript. Holy shit!
So yeah.
Oh god!
The man's genius, but I just kind of funny how he's actually churned out other books from other series,
Fuck, I know.
but not that one.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Sorry,
the
we can go on.
Venom will make a One Punch Man movie for Sony. This article comes from Gizmodo.com. Variety reports that Venom's writers Scott Rosenberg and Jeff Pinkner will pen an adaptation of the smash hit manga and anime series One Punch Man in what Sony Pictures is hoping could be another superhero franchise. One Punch Man was created by a Japanese artist, as a viral webcomic and a hugely successful manga alongside with a very popular, beloved anime. I heard season 2 sucked. I didn't watch season 2 yet just because I'm afraid it would suck. Are you guys?
It kind of sucked, yeah.
I am mortified by the idea that they're going to try and adapt One Punch Man from Sony.
Are you telling me that Hollywood can't do anime movies? Did you not watch Dragon Ball?
Oh my god.
Or Chung-Li.
Okay, I want to say right now, guilty pleasure, loved me some Speed Racer. Loved it.
Okay.
Loved every
What
minute of
about-
Speed Racer.
But I can see why,
What about
though.
Street Fighter? Street Fighter was a classy, campy.
No, Street Fighter was great. I like Street Fighter. I loved Mortal. I just rewatched Mortal Kombat just the other day.
Wait, we're talking about video game movies. Wait. Let's get
No,
back.
we
Like
are.
you were saying.
Sorry. Back to anime movies. But yeah, I love me
Is this
some.
guy eating butter?
He is. No, he's gonna be cooking. I think.
Oh, okay.
I'm roasting a chicken.
He's roasting a chicken. He's always good. Yeah, I don't know what's worse. A Darflex eating on camera or cooking on camera while we're doing the podcast. I'm not
Well,
sure.
at least I'm listening. Fuck, man.
But is anybody else concerned about Sony and
Yes.
One Punch Man?
Yes.
Okay,
It's gonna suck.
Roz, please.
The fucking the manga and the anime is built around absolutely taking the piss out of superhero comics and anime. Like, there's no way they can fit the story they're trying to tell, which is supposed to be very tongue-in-cheek, where they're just, taking all these stupid tropes to task repeatedly. How is that going to be an entertaining movie?
It's not.
There's no way.
And furthermore, the tropes that we're referring to as classic anime tropes, which aren't.
They wouldn't translate.
It wouldn't translate well for the Western audience because they wouldn't be able to recognize that. They wouldn't get it. I mean, like when they were making fun of Dragon Ball Z, like, yeah, I got it. When they were making fun of, it's like, yeah, like, I got it. But these tropes won't translate well to the Western, so they're gonna have to
rewrite
the
movie.
Exactly, they're gonna have to find other
stories.
tropes.
And then
probably superhero tropes, like real superhero tropes, and then go from there. I'm concerned. I really don't want to see this happen. I hope it wasn't developed in hell, because you do know if it comes out, we will have to watch it. We will be going to AMC if they're
Of course.
and we'll be having a one punch shot, but we're gonna be leaving there with our hands crossed. So I don't know. We're gonna move on now to any final words on that before I move on to our last
Fuck
topic?
it. That's my final word.
That's what I'm talking about. Moving on, HBO Max is officially launching next month, and Vibe does a gigantic groan as another streaming service is out. HBO, and this article comes from Gizmodo.com, HBO's new streaming service officially has a release date. Warner Media announced Tuesday that the highly anticipated HBO Max, highly anticipated? I've never heard of it. Service.
I've been hearing about it for a while, but
will roll out on May 27th with a staggering 10,000 hours of premium content, including a slate of new originals, and the company said will be available to watch straight out of the gate. All there.
Yeah.
In addition,
I gotta cancel my DC network because apparently the one show that
Are
was
they gonna
actually on
combine
DC
it?
network is now It's now on HBO Max.
Yeah, I'm gonna cancel my CBS All Access.
Wait, which thing got translated over there?
Doom Patrol.
Urinating?
Oh,
I know.
No,
I'm
he's
gonna-
pouring.
wait,
he's
what's
pouring
going on
water.
here?
He's pouring
I
water.
think this is the first time that one of our co-hosts are peeing on camera.
That's...
I had to go, man. Sorry.
Took it with him.
Yeah, wait, hold on. So you can mute yourself while sitting there trying to talk, but when you can... I'm done. You're saying, bro? HBO Max.
Yeah. Oh, HBO Max, new original stuff. In addition, HBO Max will also be HBO Max will also be home to the Warner Media Library with films and series from DC, CNN, TNT, TBS, True TV, Cartoon Network, Adult Swim, Crunchyroll, Rooster Teeth, Looney Tunes, New Line, classic films from TCM, and with additional acquired films and series. That sounds. When I read that, I was like, "Oh, okay."
Okay, so it's all the Turner Media and it's all the AT&T Media shit under one umbrella.
Pretty much, and
okay.
I love the idea of it. So I actually might consider getting it only because when I saw all of that, because HBO and it's all right.
How much is it a month?
That is a good question. I didn't. I'm scrolling.
Okay. I'm sold.
Okay.
I'm sold.
Why you sold?
I'm sold.
Why you sold?
They're gonna have Big Bang Theory.
It's
done.
It costs $15 a month.
No, wait, maybe not.
Which is the same as HBO now. So I don't know how I feel about $15 a month for HBO. Maybe I'll cancel 2 of my services and then maybe I'll get HBO.
Actually,
Max.
I think you know what I pay $15 a month for? DC Universe. I'm gonna cancel that right now.
Not yet. It's May 27th. Okay, hold your horses.
I'm still canceling it.
You should cancel it. I'm sorry to hear that. Anybody else getting HBO Max or interested in it after I gave you the 10,000 hours of premium content at launch?
Probably not.
I'm gonna get it. I'm curious.
There's too many. It's too many fucking streaming.
Let me get your password.
I'm gonna cancel. Yeah, I will. No, that's what I do. I literally share my password because I have all of them, and somebody's got to be using them. I'm probably gonna get rid of CBS All Access though because I don't know when the next Star Trek is coming out.
CBS All Access. I can't believe that.
Yeah.
There's only 2 shows on there that matter.
I was watching Discovery and Picard.
That's it.
Yeah, and that's it. I am going to.
I don't know what CBS was thinking releasing that.
But that's the same thing as I think Stargate was trying to do their own thing, their own streaming service by itself. Oh, he's gone. Wait, Roz?
I'm right here.
Oh, cool. Sorry, you just kind of blinked out for a minute. All right, well, I guess that's it. Any final words, guys, on anything we discussed this episode? As we are. I need to. What? Yes. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what that is, but what for which one? Which one?
I want to watch Picard.
Oh, then yeah, by all means. Let me remind me once we're done. Let me give you the stuff because it's there. But yeah, Picard. It was. Oh yeah, you get to watch the whole thing back to back. Are you a Trekkie? A Trekker? Trek Nation? Do you follow the Treks?
I do. I have dabbled in the Trek. I am not a hardcore Trek fan. I do have a very big respect for Roddenberry and a lot of things that they've done.
I think Andromeda was better, but that's just me.
Deep Space Nine is still one of my favorite all-time shows.
Bro, love it.
Deep Space
Farscape
it was so different.
That was it.
Farscape was great, dude, on a whole other level, but it's so great. Oh yes, B5.
Andromeda was the best. But anyway, though, I'd love to hear what you have to say. I want you to watch Picard. I want you to pay special attention to any returning characters and how they are portrayed in this series. I'm curious how you feel about.
I would love to talk about that series.
Their new gritty style because it's which is funny because I did a binge watch of Next Generation, DS9. Voyager. I don't know. I have a soft, sweet heart for Enterprise. Fan? No. I'm my favorite legitimate Trek is
Quantum Leap.
No, Deep Space Nine. but the soft spark that I have is for Enterprise. I loved Enterprise.
Yeah,
I really did. I don't know.
I tried to watch Enterprise one time. And I couldn't get. Wait, no. I'm not saying the show sucks because I haven't actually had a chance to watch it.
Right.
I couldn't get past that fucking intro theme song.
Oh my god, I love these. I've got faith to believe. Oh my god, I love.
Once I switched onto it and I heard that intro theme song and that it had lyrics, I was like, no, it's enough of that. Click.
That's
That's enough of that shit. Nah, fuck it. I'll go watch fucking the old school shit if I need to.
So here's the thing: the intro, the theme song, was basically summed up the entire spirit and the heart of the show. This is before. They
never had lyrics. Star Trek doesn't need lyrics.
They didn't, but this is before. The Enterprise was before Star Trek. This would be reasonable.
Wait.
Sure.
Yeah. Scott Bakula, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, like I said.
Okay.
You know what I'm
Okay, Roz. All theme songs aside, it is actually. I saw a few episodes.
No, I know. I have to watch it. But okay, it's like when the last few episodes of Clone Wars comes on, and you turn it on, and the crawl comes in, and what if you hear somebody go Star Wars, talking about Star Wars? You know, I mean, you'd be like, oh shit, I don't know if I can do this. You'd have to back it off.
Oh my god, I forgot about that song completely.
That being said, thank you for tuning in to Keepin' the Geek Bros, episode 99.3. We are under an hour and a half. You gotta applaud that. Let's applaud that, guys.
That's talking a lot of trash.
That's talking a lot of trash. Guys, shameless promotions before we get out of here. Garbanzo.
All right, guys, you can catch me on the gram and on the Twitter at BEANTKE278, as well as the tubes of you, youtube.com/BEANTKE278, as well as Garbanzo's Corner on Facebook.com.
Darflex.
Bless you.
All right. My whole thing is you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Darthflex, Darth_Flex. The only one with that name.
That's true. Mr. Roz.
I'm on Instagram, Ray Raziel. I'll be singing more songs.
Listen, you get on TikTok and I will follow you just for that kind of stuff. That was funny as heck. My chest hurts. That's how funny. I laughed really hard with that one. Of course, I'm Vibe, brand and consistency. Vibe Rev Studios, VIBEREV That's on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, everywhere you want to be. .com. Definitely check it out. Plenty of stuff there for you. And of course, Geek Bros. You can follow us on Instagram and Twitter. GEKBR0S. Email us geekbros@0@yahoo.com. Email us anything, any response that you have to what we talked about. By all means, we love to read it. We love to talk about it. And if you guys want to give us ideas to talk about, less articles, more human interest, why not? Just give us a topic that can be somewhere or other geek related, and we'll talk about it. Why not? It'd be fun. Of course, listen to us every week, weebgeekspc.com, and watch us, youtube.com/VibeRev Studios. Thank you for tuning in and Keepin' the Geek Bros podcast, and remember, geeking out still sounds this good.
It's good.
Keeping up with the Geek Bros.